I don't want to die and I don't want to lose my baby. And she just held me. She held me. And she would not let me go. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you have not already, go ahead and subscribe. I've been on this journey of sharing my birth vlogs with you guys in honor of me on the journey of getting ready to launch my new birthing services. I was like, let me share my birthing experiences and just let them know why I am so invested and why I want to be there for you and help you be educated in birthing your new little bundle of joy. My name is Ashley Janae. How are you guys doing? Thank you for tuning in. And I want to just talk about the birth of my third little one, little Miss Brenley Ann. Oh, my beautiful baby girl. I'm just so in love with her. She is our miracle baby. Miracle baby. Like, all three of my babies are miracle babies. My first daughter, oldest Elena, she was conceived with Clomid. Our son was an IVF baby, and this little miracle just popped up out of nowhere. We was like, what? I was told I couldn't have any kids, especially not on my own. Like, what? It was so beautiful. So I just want to get into her birth. So it was Friday, February the 4th of 2022. It was early in the morning, you guys. Early in the morning. And if you live in Dallas, you know it was an ice storm. Ice everywhere. And my mom and I had just thought, she was like, this little girl better stay in until all this ice clears up. She better not start tripping. And I was like, she sure better not. 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. Went to the bathroom. I got up, went to the restroom. So I just really had to pee. The struggle of being pregnant. Had to pee. And as soon as I sat on the toilet, that sucker said, like, hold on, wait. That's exactly what I heard. It just popped. I was like, here we go. I said, Brown. I called my husband by his last name. Brown. And he jumped up so quick. This man don't hear anything. But he heard that. He was like, I was on pins and needles because something in my spirit just knew. I just knew. It was so funny because the night before, he was just cleaning out the car, just getting stuff ready, because he was just like, I had something. Something in my spirit told me to clean out the car. Something in my spirit. And that's when the party got started. Boy, those contractions started hitting, but I was so well prepared because I had been studying. This mama was ready. After the first two, I was ready this time. I was ready. So I was managing my contractions. I was breathing. I was focusing. I had a doula this time. This mama had a doula this time. I text my doula and she was, okay, let me get the kids. So she, getting her kids situated to where they need to be. And it took us 2 hours. I mean, the ice was so bad, like, gracious. It took us 2 hours before we could even leave the house. So I was just, I'm moving around, laboring on the my yoga ball, and I'm just cool and calm and collected. I was, managing them very well. I was so proud of myself. So labor started at 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Got on up. Once we finally was able to get out of the house and leave, because our driveway is on a hill, so we're literally like, this is downhill. Once my husband was able to get dirt and sand and melt the ice right there, we were able to get out of the driveway. So we were able to get in a car and take the kids on to my parents' house, which they lived literally 5-7 minutes down the street. But with the ice, it took us a lot longer to get there. So we moseyed on to get them to my parents' house, and I was just laboring in a car. And what helped me with labor was I had a water bottle. That was so not intentional, but it was a water bottle that I left in the car, and I would squeeze it every time I had a contraction. I would just squeeze that water bottle. I had to focus my energy and not tense up. I knew that I needed to relax as much as possible, so I would tense all in my arm and relax my face, my shoulders, and just and you know, that was my release mechanism of that pain, and focus on something else and just squeeze that water bottle. And we literally, once again, oh goodness, first two births was in the rain, in wintertime. Well, no, my daughter was born in the wintertime, but it was like a little wet on the ground. My son born in rain. This one wants to come during an ice storm. We was like, goodness, we can't catch no break, can we? Can't catch no break. And the hospital, once again, was not around the corner. We were about 30 minutes away from the hospital, and we literally had to drive 40 miles an hour on the freeway from where we live all the way to Richardson, Texas. Yeah, that was far. 40 miles an hour on the freeway. So we get to the hospital. My husband had to leave me in while he go park the car, and I was just laboring on the desk, and I was just swaying and things of that nature. Like, I was in my groove. We get into the room, and I was still just joking and laughing. You know, I was really just, I was into it. I was ready for it. I was ready. We get there. I was 4 centimeters, almost 5 centimeters dilated, 80% effaced. I was like, oh yeah, let's kill it, let's kill it. And I kept joking with my husband and the nurses. I was like, tag team, babe, it's your turn, tag team. He was like, nope. I was like, it was funny. And so get wheeled up, and I was just, you know, still in my zone. Get to the room, and that's when everything went downhill. My doula at the time, she was still trying to get there. Like I said, this was like ice, and she lived, I want to say she's in Grand Prairie, if I'm not mistaken, which that's like 20 minutes from where I live, and then she had to go all the way to Richardson. So it was a lot. It was a lot to be in an ice storm where you just couldn't just go, you know, full speed to that, you know, the normal speed limit. We had to make it there on 40 miles an hour. And so we get into the room, and I told them I want a natural birth. I'm doing my own thing. They hooked me up, and I was, you know, still swaying. And then it got to the point where I voiced and said, I just want to lay down for just a bit. I just want to lay down. So I started laying down, and then they started wanting to do all this other kind of stuff. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. And they said, well, I need to check the baby's heart rate. We keep losing it. And I was like, are you really losing it, or you just want to keep track of it? And that right there is what's so foggy to me, because I really don't remember. I was, you know, I'm trying to stay in my zone in labor. Once again, my husband, he's a husband. He's a man, and he's trying to do the best that he can, but he's freaking out, trying not to freak out, but he's freaking out. And my doula is still not there, so she can't be my voice. She can't, you know, be there for me, because she's stuck in the storm trying to get there. And next thing you know it, they said that they had to put a monitor on my baby's head, because it was like 6-7 people came rushing in the room, and they couldn't find the heartbeat. So they're just flipping me and doing this and toss and turn. Like, it freaked me out. Like, it terrified me. That was so traumatizing, because not knowing what was going on, my husband is freaking out. He's over here next to me, and he's like, what the hell is going on here? You got like all of these people start rushing in and not explaining nothing to you. Like, I don't remember them telling me anything, but saying we have to find her heartbeat. And they just start flipping me and doing this and doing that. And I'm like, what is going on? And by that time, my contractions were to the point where I couldn't manage them myself anymore. I don't even know how far dilated I even got. Like, I don't even know at that point, because I don't even remember them telling me anything. But I had this sharp pain in my side, and I didn't know what and I'm like, I'm in pain and this nurse is not listening to me. And it was just so frustrating, and it was such a relief to see my doula walk in the room. And when she walked in and she just held me and she just started whispering in my ear, and when I tell you guys, like, it's like so much just went away. I wasn't in so much pain. Like, she just came and it was just like, oh my goodness, y'all, I cannot explain that. And I just love her dearly. I actually need to reach out to her. Goodness, like, that was a perfect match. I loved her and her energy. Like, she just came and she just hugged me, and she was just whispering in my ear and just talking to me, and she was like, God got this, baby. She got you. I mean, he got you. I got you. Let's just do this. She's like, breathe, mama. And I mean, just that affirmation and confirmation that she just kept speaking into me, and that did so much for me, and that calmed me so much. And I was able to relax for just a bit. But when that contraction started coming, like, I was feeling it down my leg. Like, it was a sharp pain just down my leg. And they just kept coming in and flipping and flopping and saying that we can't get the heartbeat and reaching in and doing this and that. And I said, you know what? I'm over it. Give me the epidural. I got the epidural. The epidural did not take. That was scary. When the epidural just would not take. It did not take. My doctor was not in yet, and she was trying to get there, and they sent another doctor in and said, I said, you know what, y'all cannot find her heartbeat and y'all are freaking me out. Just get her out now, because I'm not finna wait on y'all to see, oh, if this is gonna work. No, because y'all are irritating me at this point. Just go ahead and do the C-section. Just give me the C-section, get my baby out. Like, at that point I was just so over it, because they kept rushing in and they kept doing so much and freaking me out and freaking my husband out. Like, it was just too much. I couldn't handle it, and I was like, I'm not going to sit here and just keep pushing for a natural birth if something is seriously wrong. And that was my fear. I said, I'm not gonna lose my child just because I want a vaginal delivery. So they brought in a doctor. The doctor came in. I said, no, he is not touching me. I was so traumatized from the previous births that I just did not want him touching me. You're not touching me. And I said that because he was white. I had always been surrounded by my white counterparts, you know, white doctors, white nurses, and I was terrified. I was terrified, and I was like, I want my doctor here now. I had, you know, found a black doctor, and I needed her. I needed that comfort, and she was my comfort. And I said, I am not getting surgery until my doctor is here. And I heard, you know, the nurse talking to her. She's like, she's not letting no one touch her. She's only letting you touch her. And she said, well, like, tell her I'm on my way. I'm almost there. I'm like 5 minutes away. She was like, go ahead and take her to the back. I will meet y'all in there. And the anesthesiologist, she was a white lady, but when I tell you, she was so caring and so patient with me. She understood my fears. She understood where I was coming from. Like, she can't understand, but she empathized with where I was coming from. And I cried on her shoulders, and I said, I don't want to die. I don't want to die, and I don't want to lose my baby. And she just held me. She held me. And she would not let me go. And I said, please don't let me die. Don't let me die. I don't want to die today. I don't want to die. I don't want to lose my baby. And she was like, you're not, baby. You're not going to die. I'm not going to let you die. And I was so terrified of dying. And that's why I needed my doctor. I needed Dr. Gibson there with me. And I was just so afraid. I was terrified, and I was on the operating table, and the epidural still was not taking, and they had to put me all the way under. And I would not let them put me under until Dr. Gibson was in that OR. And when she got there, she was like, I need you, the anesthesiologist was like, I need you to breathe, just breathe slowly. She said, I'm not gonna let you die. I'm not gonna let you die. And I went to sleep, terrified that I was gonna die, that my baby was gonna die. Like, it was scary. It was scary. That was terrifying for me. And when I woke up, and my husband couldn't be in the operating room with me either, because they had to put me completely under general anesthesia. So he couldn't be in the room, but he was right there. My doula was there with him, so she was there, with him the entire time. And I woke up in the room to my doula holding the baby. She's like, I got her, she's fine. Like, she already knew. Like, I woke up panicking because I was like, am I alive? Am I alive? Where's my baby? Is she alive? Like, it was the most traumatic, but that was the most traumatic birth. And it was good to have my doula there, to have her and being there for both my husband and I. It felt good. It was good. That was terrifying for me. It was tough. I've had 3 instances on each birth that has just been traumatizing for me. That has just been something, just on each one, it was just a lot. And this last one, if the other 2 didn't, this last birth is the one that just pushed me to say, you're gonna do this. You're gonna be there for other mamas. You're gonna be there for women of color. You're gonna be there and help them 1,000,000%, however you need to do it. And I am just truly dedicated to doing that. And I just cannot wait to serve mamas in the best way that I can, to help them during their pregnancy, through their birth, through their postpartum journeys. I just have to be there. I just feel like that this is my calling, and this is something that God has placed in my life to be able to do. He put me in these 3 situations to really understand how much Black women needs help in this area of life. And I am just forever grateful that I'm able to get the training that I need to be able to help mamas. And I just cannot wait. I am just overjoyed and cannot wait to be able to start my services for all mamas, to be able to get that birth education, to be able to have that support of a doula, to be there by their side and be able to speak for them when they cannot speak for themselves. So I'm just so excited, and I'm so excited to bring you guys along on this journey with me. That is all for my birth, my birth vlogs. I've only had 3 babies. I hope to have more. Hopefully we can have one more. Hopefully. We'll see what God does for us. But I am so excited to take you guys along on this journey. If you have not subscribed already, please go ahead and subscribe. You will not regret it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next video.